What if I told you you can obtain $100,000 in your personal name and your business name? Would you believe me? Well, I'm going to show you how to get results like this, even like this. With that being said, you already know what time it is. Let's get right into it. What's up, family? I'm back with another one. Hey, if you're new to the channel, welcome to the family. So in today's class, I'm going to show you how to obtain $100,000 to fund your next big idea in 3 steps. So with that being said, I want you to grab a pen, I want you to go get some paper, I want you to go get something to drink, because class is about to be lit. So in today's class, I'm going to cover the 100K blueprint, right? How to fund your next big idea. So step 1, I'm going to go over the secret to a 750 plus credit score. Step number 2, we're going to talk about the unbreakable laws of business credit. Business credit is powerful. And step number 3 is the 100K formula, right? How to get $100,000 to fund your next big idea. Step number 1, in order to get $100,000 to fund your next big idea, you need to at least be at a 750 plus credit score, right? And I'm going to show you the secrets on how to get that. So the first thing you want to do is make sure your credit profile looks something like this. So you want to be at least 100% payment history. Also, your utilization, need to be low 10%. 10% possible, 0% if you can, but 10%. Also, your average age, you need at least to be at least 5 years plus. Now, also make sure your total accounts, you want to make sure you have at least 10 plus accounts. 5, a minimum 10 plus accounts if you can. Now, your hard inquiries, 0 if you can. Now, if you have some hard inquiries that's already attached to some personal accounts, I understand, but make sure you have no hard inquiries, right? If possible. Now, derogatory marks, 0 collections. Make sure you have 0 collections. No recent collections, no recent charge-offs, no recent none of that, right? Just make sure you're hitting on all that stuff. If your credit profile looks like what I just showed you, you're one step closer to getting that $100,000. But if you have those collections, if you have charge-off, if you have a bankruptcy, if you have negative items, if you have a lot of hard inquiries, I've made multiple videos on how you can clean all that up within the next 60 to 90 days, right? So if you have a hard inquiry, watch this video right here later. If you have collection, watch this video right here. I'm going to show you how to remove all those negative items. I'm going to show you how to remove all those hard inquiries. So just make sure you watch those 2 videos when you get a chance. So we just talked about how to properly structure your credit profile to at least get a 750 plus credit score so you can get that $100,000. Now what I want to talk about is how to set up your business entity so we can make sure you get business credit at 0% interest. Step number 2, I'm going to show you how to properly set up your LLC so you can guarantee funding. Most people get this wrong. What they do is get a high-risk name and go file an LLC and think they're going to get funding, but the banks deny them and they don't even know why. So make sure you don't have no high-risk name. Search your Secretary of State first. So what you want to do is make sure you don't have no automotive in your name. You make sure you don't have real estate. Make sure you don't have credit repair. Make sure you don't have trucking. Make sure you have none of that. You want to have your name plural, that nobody knows what you're doing, right? So it could be your last name, Enterprise, or your initials, Enterprise. Something along those lines, as if nobody knows what you're in business for, so you can guarantee yourself funding. Don't put no high-risk name in your business. You can also search these things, right? But I have a list. You can also email me and I'll give you a list of the high-risk names. So search your Secretary of State first. Now, after you search your Secretary of State and make sure your name is not taken, now what you want to do is make sure your name is not trademarked. Now, after you do that, what you want to do is secure the domain, right? Secure the domain, right? www at yourlastnameenterprise.com. Secure that domain at GoDaddy. Now, after you secure that domain, what you want to do now is secure email address, right? An email address, what I mean by that is your last name or your first name at blankenterprise.com, right? So secure that. Now, once you get that, next thing you want to do is get a 1-800 number, right? You want to look good on paper when it comes to business when it comes to actual banks, right? So get a 1-800 number. Now, after you get your 1-800 number, right, next what you want to do is get a virtual address, right? A virtual address. You can use your home, but most of the time, hey, you might not get a lot of funding. So get a virtual address, a virtual business address. Now, after you get your virtual business address, what you want to do now is make sure once you have everything, now you can go file your LLC, right? Because you have everything and you're not putting your home address on your LLC. You have an actual business address. You have everything that you need. Now you want to go file your EIN number. Now that you have your business address, you have your EIN number. Now what you want to do is go open up a business account. Now that you got your credit profile set up, hey, you got your business set up, you got your business account, hey, now it's time to get this $100,000, right? It's time to get this $100,000. Step number 3, how to get $100,000 to fund your next big idea, the 100K play, how to get it, right? So I want to break it down to you in simple terms, right? So if you didn't know, every bank don't pull from every credit bureau. What I mean by that is Navy Federal, they don't pull from all 3 credit bureaus, right? Chase, they don't pull from all 3 credit bureaus. Amex, they don't pull from all 3 credit bureaus. So if you didn't know, some banks only pull from just Experian. Also, some banks only pull from just Equifax. Also, some banks only just pull from TransUnion. So if you know what banks only pull from Experian, what banks only pull from TransUnion, and what banks only pull from Equifax, what you can do is probably strategically go to certain banks to get, to get $100,000 from each credit bureau. So me and my partners, we've been documenting what banks pull from what credit bureau. And if you want that list, drop it in the comments and I'll make sure I get it to you. So thank you for watching this video and I'll see you in the next class.